Hey my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, Supreme Medium Diviner. What we're going to talk about today. So I have been posting some videos reflecting back on my reading with the presidential election. It has been confirmed that I had stated in my reading that Donald Trump was going to be doing some things to assist JFK, John F. Kennedy. And it has been confirmed that he signed an executive order. He also did this for Martin Luther King Jr. So I wanted to know what's going to show up in releasing these files regarding Martin Luther King Jr. assassination. So yes, I did a mediumship channeling, wanting to know what was in those files, and we're going to talk about that today. Before we get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Please hit that bell so you can be notified when I drop a video. Also, if you feel compelled, go ahead and like, comment, and share. Please beware of the scammers. The only way to reach out to me is through my website to book my service. I do not have WhatsApp. Y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to tell you right now, when I do my mediumship channelings, it's not to care about how you feel, is to tell you the truth. So many things have been put over our eyes. The wool has been put over our eyes so many times. The reason why I do these channelings is so we can get down to the truth. So I ask that you take your emotions out of it, because I have to take my emotions out of it a lot of times, okay? Because what I'm about to tell you, everybody is not going to like, okay? So if you're not familiar, Martin Luther King Jr., he died on April 4th, 1968, and he was assassinated in Memphis at the hotel. He was shot. It went through his face, went through his neck. He didn't die at the scene. He died at the hospital, okay? Why was he in Memphis? There was a protest. They were working with the union for sanitation workers at the time, okay? So I wanted to know specifically, this is the question that I asked Martin Luther King Jr. to show me. What are these files going to show? And this is what my channeling gave me. I saw like somebody working like they were a janitor. I saw some white people, white shirts, ties, round table, but there was somebody there that was out of place that was sitting there. I saw his wife. I saw other black people. And they were pretty mad. So let's put this together, because after I did my research, I understood each piece that I saw. So when I saw the janitor, it was like they were cleaning this bathroom, they were cleaning the floor, like they were getting it like so pristine. And then all of a sudden I seen this waste that was by the toilet. And it was like, real dark. And I'm just like, where is this coming from? This looks like really disgusting. And I'm like, this wasn't there. And it was making the floor like really dirty. It wasn't clean anymore. So I'm just like, what does that have to do with anything? So I just wanted to see. I was like, what does Martin Luther King Jr. have to do with some janitors? What came up with some sanitation workers? So that's when I found out that there was a union strike with sanitation workers that started back to the date of his death, a year earlier, April 4th, 1967. I was like, okay. So then I'm like, why am I seeing Ketta? She's like walking with these people and they're looking at her and they're so angry. Like they're talking cold, hard junk to her, but she's head held high, steady marching. So I'm just like, they were making threats. So I was just like, okay, did Ketta get threats, So I look it up. Yeah, and it confirmed. She got a lot of threats. I'm like, okay. I kind of didn't understand it because it was black people that I was seeing, right, in Memphis. So I started doing a little digging. So rumor has it that the reason, what conspiracy theorists are saying is that the reason that he was assassinated is because of his views on the Vietnam War. Also, Ketta's views as well. She was also getting some threats. I also did a little background on Ketta. Martin, he went to school to be a minister. And it is said that Martin's father was very against him marrying Ketta. Like, he really had his reservations about her. Come to find out, Ketta was a true activist at heart. Like, she had been up against a lot of like racial oppression because of the background of her family, being Native American, also with some white mixing in her family. Her father was a police officer. He owned businesses. Things got burned down because he wouldn't sell to certain people, if you know what I mean. So she was an activist at heart, and she was very liberated. Like, back in those days, a woman was just supposed to kind of like be quiet, but she had a voice. She had a voice, right? So I understood why I was seeing the people, why they were kind of like mad. And if you remember, before Martin Luther King died, he had a change of heart. He had a change of heart about where he led his people. He felt like, he had led them into a burning fire. Those were his words. And he kind of just like was changing his tune, about, segregation and everything that he was like wanting. And he started talking about reparations, give us what we're owed. Right when they got married, Martin got involved with activism. Ketta is noted as saying like she felt like, she met her person. But that's as soon as he got married to her, that's when he, started presiding over boycotts and things of that nature. The people were mad at Ketta because after he died, she still did a march trying to help the sanitation workers. And they were like, you're not even grieving your husband. I mean, these people were furious. These people in Memphis were furious with her for doing this. And so now I understood why, because she was the one that was a true activist. That was her calling. With Martin being a preacher, he was the voice. You understand what I'm saying? He could use that platform. That's why, he did a lot of sermons, but he could use that platform to get it out there. But at the end, Martin knew his message was a mistake. He would have done differently. So, his assassination, they're saying it had something to do with the Vietnam War. It had something to do with the strike of the sanitation workers. Like I said, he had been working with them a whole year. When I saw the people, and to me they represent the government and whoever was like working with the union, there was somebody there out of place that didn't belong, and they were talking, they would come up with a plan. They was like, okay, you can go. And y'all remember when I tell y'all that ever since I've been tapping into these attacks that's been going on here lately, I'm always seeing a group of people, especially with the New Orleans attack. There's a group of them, and they're like they're in this place, and they just kind of pick the person that they want to do this work. His assassination came from an infiltration from the strike. That is why Martin Luther King Jr. was killed. That's what these files are going to show. That it was an infiltrator in that strike. After he dies, they get what they want. What? You mean to tell me they've been doing this for a year, and after he dies, y'all decide to give them better wages, decide to give them what they want? How convenient. I do not believe in coincidences. Ketta also continues the fight right after he dies. See, they don't share this information. They don't share this in the school systems. I'm not saying Ketta played a hand in his death. I don't believe that. But I believe that she assisted with sending him away he shouldn't have went. She was very driven with getting things done, and it cost him his life. And he knew it was coming. In his last speech, he knew it was coming. There's going to be a part 2, because I want to know who actually killed him. Who was the infiltrator? It was not the guy that they accused of. Even the family said that's not who did it. Jesse Jackson said that's not who did it. So the part 2 is, who was the infiltrator? Will I get a name? Will I get a description? I don't know, but we need to find out who was the infiltrator. It was definitely somebody with this strike that had something to do with his assassination. That's what's going to be pulled out in those files. The reason why I also know it was somebody that had something to do with the strike is because the male energy that I was getting in the channeling that was like watching them was very off. So they had been watching them for a minute. Me personally, from where the channeling went, Coretta Scott should not have continued that march. She shouldn't have. But like I said, the people in Memphis that love Martin Luther King, they were furious with her. And I know why. They were furious with her. All right. Tell me what you think in the comments. If there's something else that you want to know that I need to go deeper with this, I will. I will be doing a part 2. Let's see who assassinated Martin Luther King Jr. Again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified. If you feel compelled, go ahead and like, comment, and share. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.